Okay, kumpulan 2 mana?
Sekejap, madam.
Okay.
Sekejap, madam.
Hai, lekas-lekas. Ada lagi 2 kumpulan lagi nak present ni. Okay.
Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 2 and we will present about a case study about a sustainable runway pavement rehabilitation, which a case study of an Australian airport. So first, case description. Okay. With Sunday Coast Airport, WCA was developed in 1950s and located approximately 15 kilometers south of the town of Brisbane. In 2012, the runway at the airport was in poor condition, so Regional Australian Airport have upgraded pavement to increase runway strength and increase the moisture resistance of granular base courses. This study is presenting about the upgrading of the airport pavement rehabilitation project as a case study in sustainability. The WCA project uses as environmentally sustainable solution incorporated into the rehabilitation and development of airport pavements. Next, Nadia will present about the type of value.
Okay, for the type of failure, in 2012, the runway at Whitsunday Coast Airport was in poor condition.
Is it enough, Nadia?
Sorry. The region is also a significant sugarcane growing and processing center. Okay, next.
Due to poor condition, next effect of failure. Due to poor condition, the exhibiting the significant roughness and cracking has resulted. This happened
Okay.
during the event in 2010 and 2012.
Okay, cracking on the road pavement. Is it cracking on the road pavement? Earlier? Okay, next, what is?
This cracking happened due to continuous overloading and inundation.
Okay, next slide.
Just now I already present about the causes and effects of failure. Next slide.
Assalamualaikum, Madam.
Salam.
Assalamualaikum, Madam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Oh,
Apa dia? Traditional, conservative.
This airport adopt 3 type of design, which is traditional, conservative reuse, and full reuse. For the traditional, they designed it with first they excavate and disposal of the existing pavement structure, and then construct a new crushed rock base and sub base course, followed by a new asphalt surfacing. So
Right.
for conservative reuse design, they remove and dispose the existing asphalt surface, and then use foam-based bitumen using the existing base course material. And then they add new crushed rock as required and a new asphalt surface. And for the fully reuse and recycling design, they use the same foam-based bitumen production using the combined existing asphalt surface and existing base course material.
Okay.
That's all from me, Madam.
Recyclable lah.
Yes, yes.
What's the area? The effective area pavement? Evaluate on these three methods, which give more efficiency, also effectiveness in sustainability.
I think the full reuse and recycling.
Okay, how do you justify it?
Because they use the existing asphalt surface and existing viscose material, not new material.
Ada tak result, figures ke, data ke, number ke untuk support the three designs here? Because the part here is the design and analysis. So you have mentioned on the three design methods. So it is good, but how do you do on part of the analysis to verify between these three methods? The full reuse and recycling is more acceptable and more sustainable compared to two methods here. Dia dah propose the design. Bila design mesti ada dengan analysis kan. That's why saya tanya. Have you seen any data or an analysis results from the paper that showing between these three methods, the method number 3 is more innovative and sustainable?
No.
Tak apa. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Adam.
Okay. Okay, next. Design guideline. Australian runway pavement, they refer guideline mana? Have you noticed from the article? Sebenarnya dia lebih kurang sama tau. Apa yang grup 1, 2, 3 akan present lebih kurang sama. Mungkin grup nombor 2 sebabkan tak cukup masa dia hanya sempat present sikit-sikit je. So boleh jadi grup nombor 3 dengan grup nombor 1 ni sepatutnya lebih details lah dia punya abstraction kan. Apa info yang dia dapat tu. Okay, who's going to present on this slide? Investigation approach on mitigation and remedial work. Okay, FBB. Okay.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Yeah, I'm going to present about the investigation approach and remedial work mitigation plan. Okay, since the problem here on this airport is cracking, so the proposed pavement construction or the more latest and convenient technique, restoration technique, is by using foam bitumen base, or as known as FBB. Okay. FBB is a bitumen. This is a base cost that relies on hot bitumen forming. It uses the cold water, stream of cold water, to reduce the viscosity or the viscosity of the bitumen during mixing to the granular base material, and also to compact during the compaction of the bitumen base, foam bitumen base. Okay. Secondly, the mitigation plan or the remedial work that was planned is recycled asphalt pavement, RAP. Okay. The use of this RAP is popular and well known in industrial in asphalt use. Typically, RAP is discovered from the cold planing of the existing asphalt. Here, from this point that I've made just now, every ton of this asphalt pavement is mixed into asphalt surface pavement to prevent or to avoid the manufacture of quarry aggregate and lowers the amount of bituminous binder, which from my understanding, it is another alternative way to save costs and also to save the amount of asphalt that we use.
Okay. Have you made any comparison in terms of the value of money? Does it mention on the paper?
Yes, but
Hmm?
tak sempat nak
Okay,
tak
never
sempat nak
mind.
masukkan.
Okay, that's why I said because you already final year student kan, kemudian saya pun tak tahu FIP you apa, but some of you mungkin ada buat FIP dalam highway ke, so this part of the good informations knowledge regarding the pavement material lah. I mean that since we are in the era of sustainability and etc., that we need to come up with the innovative or any kind of solutions to prevent pollutions and environment and anything. So now it's come to use or recycle all those construction materials. So RAP, FBB are two methods of mitigation approach that can be adopted in the repairing pavement. So if you are saying that these two methods are good, so the next thing is to support with the evidence. So the evidence can be supported from the money value, or it can be referred to the analysis of article presented. For example, in terms of the time producing, and then the viscosity of the vitamin itself, and the sources of the asphalt. And then there's some reason why they coming to this idea, innovative, sustainable, recycle, because of the limitations of the natural resources. So sooner or later, if you understand, some of the road materials need to be taken from the quarry. So quarry ni adalah satu source yang dia adalah naturally there. So some quarry yang kita kena blastkan untuk dapat the kind of the courses to aggregate tu semua. So daripada kita nak buat blasting tu untuk dapatkan material for construction, so kita guna remedial ataupun kita recycle balik asphalt pavement tersebut. So there are some process involved lah untuk guna semula. I mean that yelah, benda-benda yang kita recycle ni dia ada proses-proses dia, macam you have to make that things clean dulu, dah bersih, dah melalui proses pengeringan, lepas tu barulah you boleh mix together. So next slide. Untuk instrumentation, lastly lesson learned. Okay, group mate mana? Process of failure ni okay, explanation dia. Pavement failure is caused by a number of variables, including water intrusion, stress from heavy vehicles. So ini yang sepatutnya yang you kena explain, because tadi kawan awak bagi tahu causes kan, causes dia adalah overloading. Overloading pun sepatutnya boleh elaborate lebih lah kan, selain daripada faktor semula jadi, yang benda-benda ni yang you kena tahulah, sebab cracking on structure tak sama kan cracking dekat pavement. So tujuan ni apa kan, supaya nanti awak ada idea untuk menjawab soalan test final. Sebab kalau you tak faham macam mana pembentukan problem tu, you tahu punca, you tahu kesan dia, tapi you tak tahu macam mana penghasilan dia daripada punca menghasilkan kesan tu. So yang ni baguslah kawan awak boleh trace dia punya proses. So next on mitigations and also lesson learned, last 2 slides daripada group nombor 2. Oh, tak done eh? Dua slide terakhir.
Sorry madam, tak
sempat,
sempat.
madam.
Tak sempat? Okay, kita pass over. You nak pilih group mana pula present? Okay, kita panggil kumpulan, ahli kumpulan 1. Azman ke Fauzan ke, mana ahli kumpulan dia?
Yeah, Assalamualaikum, madam.
Waalaikumsalam.
So my name is Haikal Kadri. I will be presenting for the slide for group 1.
Okay.
For infrastructure, airport case study. So the case study is sustainable runway pavement rehabilitation, a case study of an Australian airport. For the case description, WCA located approximately 50 kilometers south of the town of Proserpine in the Whitsunday Coast region. The airport is the primary airport for the Airlie beach area, which is major Queensland tourist destination, the main gateway to the Whitsunday Islands and the Great Barrier Reef. So the airport supports both the sugarcane and tourism industry and forms part of the region's critical infrastructure, capable of accommodating 24 flight operation with one main runway, which is 2,075 meter by 45 meters, a parking apron capable of accommodating up to 4 commercial aircraft, some simultaneous and a connecting taxiway.
Okay. Good briefing.
Madam, sekejap, salah slide madam.
Benda.
Sekejap madam.
Salah kat mana?
Okay, madam.
Habis tadi saya punya slide. Kamu ni nasib baik lah online. Apa ni? FIP nanti bukan present online. Saya nak tanya, projek you all present minggu ke-13 boleh ke?
Apa madam?
Projek grup awak, semualah ni, grup 1, 2, 3. Kalau minggu ke-14 present boleh? Ikutkan tentatif tu minggu ke-14, kita nak present minggu 13. Boleh ke minggu 13?
Hari kelas lah madam?
Ya, waktu kelas lah. Lesson plan ikutkan minggu 14 kan? Sebab saya nak tanya pendapat awak dululah. Kalau okey, saya inform Madam Aniza. Kalau Madam Aniza kata kita buat minggu 14, so saya inform lain lah minggu 14. Apa nanti you bincang semua-semua inilah classmate. Okay, next slide. Kita dah pergi ke case description and then the next on Theory, concept, if anything you can add on. Okay. Okay, sebab the article at least mesti ada teori dia. Okay.
So for the modes or types of failure, the research report discussed many failure kinds that are connected to paving improvements. Environmental and structural distress, cracking, depressions, bleeding, shoving, routing is the type of failure. So a regional Australian airport runway is specifically examined using three different designs, which is traditional granular construction with a new asphalt surface, conservative reuse by bitumen, stabilization of the granular base cost, and full reuse and recycling approach, which includes incorporating both recycled and pre-existing asphalt into the bitumen stabilized base cost and its surface layer. So while taking into account social costs, which is material consumption and waste, financial costs, supply construction, and environmental costs, the objective was to increase strength and improve moisture resistance.
Right.
So for the cause of failure in this research paper, the cause of failure in this context is the inability to meet performance requirements or having an inadequate lifespan for a pavement structure. This could be due to poor design, improper construction techniques, lack of maintenance, or use of unsuitable materials. So by comparing these costs across different designs, we can determine which one has the lowest overall cost. For example, which one will be most successful at meeting our goals while minimizing negative impacts on society, finance, and environment.
Okay. So I think that you can see lah dia punya differences kan. Mungkin sebab masa ada setengah kumpulan dia tak boleh nak take out the group of the courses, maknanya on other different way you presenting untuk highlight causes of failure, maknanya you start dengan intro kan. So there is a reason kenapa failure tu berlaku. One of it because kita tak boleh nak fulfill dia punya maintenance, performance and etc. dia punya lifespan. So kita kena check, monitoring, buat some instrumentation semua. So we have to reflect balik kan, okay kalau nak buat maintenance, nak buat repairing, apa solutions dia. So now group tadi dan group sekarang pun from the article also highlighted 3 different solutions. So baguslah kalau you boleh nampak. So just now the group presented in the table, so easy for me to understand. Okay, ada traditional, ada conservative, and then the current technique using the recycled material. So at least you can see the idea from the paper, right? Okay, now next.
Okay, for next slide, Jaime will continue.
Okay.
For the process of failure, they have pavement failure is caused by a number of variables, including water intrusion, stress from heavy vehicle, expansion and construction from seasonal temperature changes, and sun exposure. Cracking is a pavement failure issue because of its tendency to spread and the wide variety of elements that can cause cracking. It is fairly normal for an asphalt surface to crack over time due to the settling of soil and the exposure to the outdoor element. However, there have some less usual and common cracking issue that can form from improper design for pavement construction.
Okay. So you nampak lah kan dia punya punca dia tak concentrate kepada pavement tu saja. Dia boleh relate dengan environmental effect, kemudian dia look at to the subgrade layer iaitu soil as a foundation. Kemudian dia tengok juga on the mixed pavement design. So the causes can be from all angles. So, bila you nak buat postmortem ke, you nak buat forensic study ke, you have to investigate from the all aspect variables and parameters lah. So walaupun group tadi highlight due to the overloading dan juga intrusions of the water ataupun moisture content, so that two things yang the authors try to highlight the main causes. But the process of failures and other causes also can trigger to the cracking of the pavement dan juga any kind of the structural failure ataupun kat sini pavement structural failure. Okay, next.
Okay, for the effect of failure, they have
Yang saya nak tanya, group awak berapa orang yang present ni? Haimi dengan Haikal je?
Ada lagi madam.
Ada lagi, madam?
Okay, ingatkan dua orang ni je yang berfungsi.
Okay, next, the effect of failure, they have 3 different type of cause, which is social, new material consumed and waste material sent to landfill. The second is financial, material supply and construction, and environmental, greenhouse gas emission. By comparing these costs across different design, we can determine which one has the lowest overall cost, which will be most successful at meeting our goals while minimizing negative impact on society, finance, and environment.
Next.
Next, I will pass to next presenter, Nabila.
Okay.
So next is design and analysis. It comprises thick layers of well-compacted, high-quality crushed rock with thin bituminous surfacing using method France and USA now prefer thicker asphalt surface and bound upper base cost layers. A modest increase in the asphalt surface cost from 50 mm to 100 mm and the incorporation of modified binders in the asphalt materials. These changes were primarily in response to increased aircraft tire pressure associated with larger and more efficient aircraft developed since the year 2000. Different approach for existing pavement rehabilitation and expansion. This is actually the explanation for foam bitumen base.
Okay, if you look at from here, the asphalt surface cost has increased from 50 mm to 100 mm. Okay, the article, or have you found from the article the relevancy of these changes? Sebab dia makin tebal kan, kalau tengok yang daripada asal dia tu 50 mm, kemudian dia dah naik ke 100 mm. Kalau you sketch kan, asphalt surface cost ni at which layer? On top of it ataupun bawah sikit? Kita ada wearing cost kan, kita ada binder cost kan. So, yang ni the changes primarily in response to increased aircraft tire pressure associated with the larger and more efficient aircraft developed since the year. Tire pressure ni berapa? Anyone notice from the article? Ada tak dia bagi tahu aircraft tire pressure ni berapa? Sebab this one is causes dia kan, one of causes iaitu overloading. Overloading datang daripada aircraft tire pressure. Tire pressure dia berapa? Tahu tak tahu Nabila? Ha? Ada jumpa tak?
Tak perasan, madam.
Tak perasan lah madam.
Okay lah, proceed. Proceed.
Madam, yang ni pun tak
Yeah.
jumpa juga dalam artikel. So
Okay,
yang
tapi
ni
you find out kan?
Yang ni cari yang lain sebab tak jumpa dalam artikel. So design guidelines and standard. This actually provide ni dia punya 150/532/6F guidance to the
Yeah.
public on the design and evaluation of pavement used by aircraft at civil airports. So ni
Thank
dia
you.
punya details.
Yeah, okay, thank you. At least dah ada some guidelines lah yang you found from internet. Macam saya cakap lah sebab ada setengah artikel dia tak details kan sebab target paper tu bukan nak publish on the guidelines. So dia just nak propose the sustainability solution. So okay lah, you give the info iaitu aircraft civil airports. So the next one is okay. Investigation
Next
instrumentation.
slide.
Okay, nanti share slide ni semua group mates tau. Nanti upload dalam YouFuture untuk minggu ke-11 learning activities.
Okay, madam.
So next,
So next is investigation approach on mitigation and remedial work. The environmental impacts are categorized as either upstream, impact of resource extraction for the materials used, in situ, direct energy consumption or leakage of pollutants, or downstream, especially the case for air and water pollutants. So in this study, all three categories are considered in the context of greenhouse emission expressed as equivalent mass of carbon dioxide gas that can contribute to anthropogenic climate change. There are several methods calculating the environmental impact of pavement construction. Life cycle analysis has been applied and accepted as a robust way of calculating the carbon footprint of a road construction project. The life cycle approach generally includes emission related to maintenance during the life of the pavement and the vehicular traffic that will use it. For example, the Infrastructure Sustainability Materials Calculator ISMC, life cycle inventories and weighting factors based on ISCA 2016 consider the full life cycle of the infrastructure.
okay. Ada tak dia buat comparison carbon emission dalam artikel tu? Have you found any comparison or the mass CO2 produced? Ada tak dalam artikel tu yang you cross check tu tiba-tiba you terperasan ke?
Ada, madam.
Tak ada?
Ada.
Berapa dia punya ni difference?
Ya, madam. Tak ingat pula kat mana.
Page number 383. Okay. Okay, never mind. Next. Next slide. Untuk instrumentation dan juga lesson learned. Okay, dua slide terakhir yang group 2 tak sempat nak ni share dengan kita tadi. Apa yang group awak boleh
I will pass
highlightkan?
to Yusribel. Next.
Okay.
Instrumentation and controlling for maintenance and performance. The first one is for the airport runway cleaning and maintenance. The airport runway maintenance is performed using 3 basic methods, which is chemical removal, mechanical grinding or milling, and high pressure water blasting. Removing the rubber film that sticks to the surface is the most important aspect of restoring the original micro roughness of the pavement surface that will provide good drainage to the aircraft wheel especially during the wet conditions. So second one is apron cleaning and maintenance. The airport apron area cleanup is important as items such as stones, oils, cans, bottles, nails, and etc. can damage the tires, engine, and thrust levers of an aircraft. And it will risking the safety of it. The apron areas such as the aircraft stands and the area used for the loading vehicle can also be contaminated with fuel, oils, and lubricant that leaking from the vehicle itself. And this area can be cleaned and maintained by spraying the grease solvents followed by the water flushing. And if required, we may need the water jet to clean for achieving the maximum results.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's I want to know what's the method doing the cleaning and maintenance. So is there any type of solvent mentioned or you found check that one? Any grease solvent used for runway airport? Or it can be any brand and any product.
I can I don't know if I any for now.
Okay, the last one. What is the lesson learned that you can take from the case study?
It's like so for the lesson learned,
Mm-hmm.
the lesson from this study is that recycling and reusing the existing pavement materials can have a considerable positive impact on social, economics, and environmental costs. Even the cautious reuse option had a lower triple bottom line cost than the conventional strategy, coming in at 25% less than the complete reuse and recycle design's triple bottom line cost. It is advised that the other airports takes into the account similar strategies when updating their pavements, as they may result in significant savings in reference to the social, financial, and environmental scale.
Okay, so lesson learned that highlighted from the article, of course, there are three things from the social, economic, and environmental impacts. So talking about the environmental, we look at on the gas emission, the greenhouse effect. So on part of the social, in comparing the designs and solution techniques, so we are very particular on the cost of material. So by proposing the recycling and using the material, it can be say a good approach lah, instead of using the original resources. Okay, thank you to group number 1. Betul? Okay, please compile the slides and then share to your group mates. Last, we call open group number 3. Okay, dia punya content agak complete. So dia lengkap lah bagi saya. Lengkap. Mungkin sebab dia group yang nombor 2 present kan? Okay, so and then dia punya informations pun quite good delivered in bullet point. Senang untuk kita nampak lah. Okay.
Assalamualaikum, Madam. Dengar tak, Madam?
Yes. Dengar? Awak intro lah. So bila you nak design kan, awak punya presentation nanti apa? One to one ke, face to face ke, online? Kalau kata online ke apa face to face kan, the medium masih sekejap. Okay, nanti kan masa you buat presentation, walaupun presentation you online ke ataupun face to face or non face to face, make sure you punya design content slide awak tu presentable lah. Maknanya kata kalau satu slide tu berapa size font yang sesuai. Kemudian satu slide berapa point untuk slide tu yang kita patut letakkan. Jangan main kumban semua poin-poin penting dalam satu slide. So make it in the number ataupun bullet, icon, apa benda lah kan supaya nanti yalah sebab kita macam saya lah for sure jadi panel awak kan. Saya nak tengok, lepas tu saya nak baca. So kalau benda tu mudah baca, mudah tengok, senang lah kita bagi makan. Ceritanya macam tu. Benda, maknanya kata kita nampak lah. You sendiri pun boleh nampakkan macam mana artikel yang sama tapi group yang berlainan present the content. So you boleh nampak mana yang precise, mana yang complete, mana yang ada lagi rongga-rongga kan yang perlu kita improve. So last saya nak buat judgement on last group ni. So boleh mula presentation.
For the case description, CA located approximately 15 kilometers south of the town of Proserpine in the Whitsunday Coast region. The airport is the primary airport for the Ely Beach area, which is major Queensland tourist destination. Airport support both the sugarcane and tourism industry and form part of the region's critical infrastructure. So it's capable of accommodating 24-hour flight operation with one main runway. A parking apron capable of accommodating up to 4 commercial aircraft simultaneously and a connecting taxiway. Other infrastructure include a general aviation area and a passenger terminal building. In 2012, the runway at WCA was in poor condition, so as exhibiting significant roughness and cracking as a result of continuous overloading and inundation during flood. A significant repair was affected and a major pavement rehabilitation was planned for 2017, and this now complete. The construction using the design described below as the full reuse and recycling option. The intent was to develop optionally efficient and cost-effective design that also supported WCA desire for sustainable solution whenever the risk was demonstrated to be manageably low. Theory and concept. This paper presents the upgrading of WCA pavement rehabilitation project as a case study in sustainability. There are 3 equivalent pavement design representing traditional, conservative reuse approach and innovative full recycling approach developed and compared based on financial cost, social cost, and environmental cost. The WCA project is the example of how environmentally sustainable solution can be incorporated into airport pavement rehabilitation and development works without introducing significant technical risks for substantial financial and environmental benefit. Modes and type of failure. An influx of defective material used in runway pavement project. Buckle runway littered with debris. For the cause of failure, in this case, failure is referred to as the inability to achieve the performance standard lifespan for a pavement structure. Failure also comes from having an inadequate lifespan for a pavement structure. This is because of improper design, poor construction technique, lack of maintenance, and the use of poor quality material. In the study, it considered three different costs, which is social, waste, social, financial, and environmental. The researcher can identify which one has the lowest overall cost by comparing these costs across alternative design by identify which one will be most effective in accomplishing our aim. Next is process of failure. From the article, they examine three design for upgrading regional Australian airport runway. First is traditional granular reconstruction with a new asphalt surface. Second is conservative reuse by bitumen stabilization of a granular base cost. And last is full reuse and recycling, which include incorporating existing asphalt into the bitumen stabilized base cost and recycle asphalt in its surface layer. This is to increase strength and moisture resistance while considering social, financial, and environmental implication, which is greenhouse gas emission. To compare design possibilities objective, social, economic, and environmental impact were considered. All the technique had lower total triple bottom line cost than the typical one, but full reuse and recycle produce significant saving compared to more conservative choice, such as only reusing material without further recycling activity. Next is effect of failure. In the research paper, the cost of upgrading the pavement is the result of failure. The triple bottom line approach was used to compare different design options in a fair way and figure out how much each one would cost. The cost included social costs, financial costs, and environmental costs. If one or more design don't work, the overall cost of the project will go up because of more resources will be needed to fix and make replacement part. Next is design and analysis. By using three different designs, first is traditional granular reconstruction with a new asphalt surface. Second is conservative reuse by bitumen stabilization of the granular base cost. And last is full reuse and recycling approach, which include incorporating both recycle and pre-existing asphalt into the bitumen stabilized base cost and its surface layer. Next is design guideline as standard. This design was to increase runway strength and improve moisture resistance of the granular viscose. Three designs were considered, which is traditional granular reconstruction. Next is conservative reuse by bitumen stabilization of the granular viscose. And full reuse and recycling approach which incorporate existing asphalt into the bitumen stabilized viscose as well as recycle asphalt in its surface. Next is investigation approach on mitigation and remedial work. Is triple bottom line. This analysis included financial, environmental, and social cost estimation. The cost of society is negligible when comparing eco-infrastructure update design option because of the deliver a similar social result. In this case, a suitable renovated runway at the current airport location. So social impact of the various option was estimated of some of the quantity of new material and quantity waste material sent to landfill. This will combine of financial and environmental costs in terms of greenhouse gas emission associated with the material and transportation to site. This mitigation was determined by normalizing each cost factor, such the maximum cost was 100 and that the cost of the other design scenarios range from 1 to 100 in relation to the design scenario with the highest cost. It is obvious that the full reuse and recycling design has the lowest combined cost and that the traditional design has the greatest combined cost. The rescale data show the relative triple bottom line cost in relation to the conventional method, with conservative reuse costing just 25% of the conventional design and full reuse and recycling costing only 14% of the conventional design.
For the instrumentation and controlling for maintenance and performance refers to the process of measuring, recording data and monitoring progress and ensuring the pavement upgrades are meeting their desired objective. In order to compare the desired option objectively, instrumentation such as triple bottom line analysis, taking into account their respective social, financial, and environmental costs, were used along with other methods like regular inspection during construction or post-completion tests on material properties, so that any issue can be identified early enough before they become major problem later down the track. For the lesson learned from this research paper is that reuse and recycling of existing pavement material can provide significant benefit in terms of social, financial, and environmental costs. The triple bottom line approach used to compare different design options objectively showed that the full reuse and recycle option had a combined cost which was just 40% of the traditional design cost. It is recommended that other airports consider using similar approach when upgrading their pavement, as it could lead to the substantial saving while also reducing negative impact on society, finance, and environment. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Fauzan. Okay, good presentation to all of the presenters today. But again, as I said, on the slide content, please check how to make the content presentable. In terms of the design, in terms of size and font, color itself, and features, figures. So what I'm doing today is a practice for you to prepare a future slide presentation. And I hope that you can make this afternoon practice on communication, on verbal itself, to be delivered during the project presentations. So for comment to the group presenter and also to the group number 3 just now. So all are given there inside the slide. So I think congratulations lah to all of you. And do you have any questions from this afternoon activities, class activity? Ada tak apa-apa sebab this paper is actually good because the case study presented to you on part of the how it can be adopted for the mitigations technique for the current situations and current era where we are very concerned on the environmental impacts and also on the social and also economical aspects. So you can see how the paper presented very well in part of the cost saving, comparing to the different designs method, which method give you a good decisions on part of the remedial works. So it says that between method 1, 2, 3 from the design aspect, they goes to the last option using the recycle or reuse material instead of referring to the conventional and also conservative designs. Okay, any questions before we end our class today? Don't forget to sign in your attendance attendance dari YouFuture. So harap-harap awak boleh sign, jangan lupa ya. Ada apa-apa lagi tak? Berkaitan dengan project presentation tu nanti saya akan decide dengan Madam Aniza lah for the final date bila. Soalan? Okey semua?
Okey, Doktor.
Okay, bagus.
Doktor.
Actually kan, untuk tadi punya problem kan sebab dia dah propose 3 kaedah. Ada yang dia ubah daripada pavement surface from 50 mm kepada 100 mm thickness kan. So kadang-kadang tu you boleh buat comparing in terms of the image tau. You tengok conventional berapa thickness pavement surface tu. So bila you lukis, at least dia bagi you satu idea kan. Ni pun saya tak tanya. Dan runway pavement ni of course flexible pavement kan. So you boleh buat perbandingan. Adakah airport runway pavement sama dengan highway pavement punya structural design dari segi thickness of the layer, subgrade, subbase, kemudian wearing cost, binder cost. So benda-benda tu sepatutnya you boleh deliver more lah. So not strict to the paper content sahajalah. Itu antara benda yang saya nak tegur lah, sama kepada 3 kumpulan. So benda lain lah kita boleh tengok kan perbezaan daripada yang you belajar dengan apa yang paper tu presentkan. Sebab bila dia propose to new method, new technique, for example this article, so originally kita boleh kata dia hanya ada yang basic knowledge saja kan, basic design of the structure. Tapi kalau kata dia nak buat improvement dengan consider sustainability effect or impact, so dia akan ada perubahan sikit lah daripada conventional or from the basic knowledge. So kat situ baguslah kalau you boleh presentkan dalam bentuk image of the structural pavement tu. Okay, I see you next class. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Madam.
See you next week.
Thank you, Madam.
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 Thank you, Madam.